Today I am answering your questions, the viewers' questions about extraterrestrial beings, interdimensional beings, portals, and the nature of reality. Hi, I'm Italia Oliver. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell notification to be notified of the latest videos. Before I start answering your questions, first I want to say thank you so much to our community for asking these fabulous questions. And before we even get to answering them, I want to be clear, first and above all, no one person controls the spirit world, whether we call it the spirit world, the other world, parallel universe, alternate dimensions, the mirror universe, whatever you wish to call the it, right? The it that surrounds us, even in the air that we are all sitting in right now. No one controls it and no one has all the answers. If they claim that they do, I suggest that you just listen with healthy caution. It's best to come to this with your eyes wide open and trust your inner knowing as to what feels truthful to you, because the truth, when you hear it, it resonates, okay? As for me, I give you my answers based on my personal knowledge and experiences. Now, for those who don't know me, I have a Master of Science degree and came from the world of academia, where everything is very evidence-based and data-driven. So when things began to happen to me that were and are beyond logic, it was really hard for me to wrap my mind around it. It was so extraordinarily mind-altering. It shattered almost every belief I held about our world. You know, I went from like a 16-year career as an educator to an intuitive medium and voice channeler. So I'm not going to go into my story here, but you can read it on my website. Visit italiaoliver.com, where you can get a free light body awakening and activation guided meditation for subscribing to my email list. And check out all of my services as well as my line of angel light products. It's all there at italiaoliver.com. So let's begin with one of the first questions. Do you believe that there are only good ETs in our universe? Are there malevolent ETs? Well, it's a big question and a complex question. I believe there are good as well as malevolent beings, okay? And when I say beings, there are those, extraterrestrials, multidimensionals, and interdimensional beings, and probably, an infinite amount more that we don't even know, okay? You can call them the they, visitors, intelligences, etc., okay? The truth is no one really knows. And through my experience, I'd say that both sides of the coin exist, okay? And everything in between that on the spectrum. As above, so below. So just as we have good and evil in our world, so it is in the spirit world or the unseen world. And everything is energy, right? What's key is like the intention behind that energy. And to learn more about that, please see my Nature of Reality video playlist. And in a nutshell, we know that intention drives energy. So really the energy itself isn't good or bad as we label it in our world. It's the intention behind the energy that creates, like byproducts, what we see and experience in this physical world, that then, we term it as either good and bad based on our perspective or through our own lens. That's why I go to do clearings and blessings at homes or buildings and offices. When I go to do that, I'm not fearful of what's there, because I understand that it's just energy that needs to be removed. Next question.
Can unwanted energies attach themselves to people? Okay. In my experiences, yes. I see this when someone has given their power away. Think like alcoholics, drug addicts, etc. Or the energies can prey upon those with maybe some mental challenges in the sense of mental illness. Anytime when one loses one's own authority or command over one's life, those unwanted energies can find their way. That's why it's so important that a person never, and I repeat, never gives away their power to no one and no thing. People may also just be more vulnerable, or what we call empaths, meaning that they absorb the energy of people or places very easily at the unconscious level. But your awareness is key. Just be mindful of who and what you ingest. Be aware and remain in your power. Have a strong soul. Now, are there times when it doesn't, quite fit like this? Sure. We live in a strange world. Things happen. I'm just speaking in generalities. Each individual and situation are different. Right? Another question was, are there portals on the earth? Big question too. Yes, there are places around the world that attract more energy than others. You can call them portals, gateways, stargates, etc. Right? Sometimes the land's made up of minerals and materials that allow an easier flow of energy, right? Because energy is the movement of electrons. Think granite, which is made mostly of quartz. There's also copper, iron, magnesium, and calcium carbonate. Also, how the minerals are structured, as in, let's say, a tetrahedral form, are also factors to consider. There's also temperature and weather that can play a role. And then as I think about, too, antiques and objects can hold like energy of people, too, right? And these things can act like portals. Symbols can act like portals. If one person, let's say, really keeps staring at something, that in itself can become a portal, right? Because symbols hold information, okay? And that information is in the collective consciousness. And so sometimes these symbols that hold that energy can become portals for that energy to come through and bring about, that can bring about it into our world, okay? Entertainment, media are portals as well, if you think about it that way, because energies can come through that way and affect our perception and the way we perceive our world. Okay, next question. Is Earth protected? We are protected, in the sense that it's truly up to us to decide what's best. We have free will. Spirit, the visitors, whatever you want to call it or them, can only intervene based on our free will. We are powerful multidimensional beings with just as much to offer as any other, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, or multidimensional being. So I'd suggest not at looking to these entities to protect us, okay? It's your life. Can they help you, though? Sure, of course. And I share more about my relationship with them in my video, Understanding the Intelligences Beyond. You can check that out. So to sum it up, it's a very loving relationship, where they guide me and test me, and where we really just learn from each other. Some of it, I believe, maybe they're also reflections of me as well, okay? And they always ultimately want me to listen to myself first and foremost, and go with what feels right for me. And that's real love. Okay. Now, I'm not always easy to work with, and I get frustrated and impatient, at times. But in the end, it's always about love. Over the years, my relationship with, whether I call it the visitors, the intelligences, we've built this trust. Well, my collective is called Spirit Song. So my relationship with them, we've built trust and our own methods of communication over time. And I'm constantly learning as our relationship grows and evolves. And now this last question. Can you explain why some people have bad experiences with abductions? And do the ETs mean to harm us? Okay. Again, I can only speak from my experiences. And in my experience, the ETs, as we term them, if that's what they are, don't mean to harm us. Okay? In fact, from what I've experienced myself with this phenomenon, it's that they're very loving and helpful, that they seek to do no harm. But have I been tested by them? Yes. Initially I was. But I think each person's experience with them is different, depending on maybe where you are in your path in life. And there's no one right answer. Now, there are people who have had bad experiences. I mean, they may be projecting fear, or actually maybe having these scary encounters with unwanted energies. Okay, it exists. I do know that it seems to run in families as well. And also, I've heard that some of these abductions are not extraterrestrial in origin, but some of them are actually man-made. Like these black budget military operations or false flags to scare people. Either way, it's scary for the people it happens to, and they have trouble integrating these types of experiences into their lives. Fear is a nasty business, and just as people use fear to get people to do what they want, there are energies that seek to do the same. They use the fear to propel people to do things in which they might not ordinarily do. So it's important to always check where you are emotionally, because your state of being matters. Okay? And you can go to my Nature of Reality playlist to learn more about this. So thank you so much for sharing your questions and asking them. These were all fabulous questions. Please continue to submit those questions. I plan to do more viewer questions in the future, these types of videos, because I've noticed a pattern too. A lot of people have the same types of questions and they're wanting to learn about. And I love being able to share my experiences with you, my personal knowledge and experiences, in order to help you expanding your mind. And remember, these are just only from my perspective and my experiences, but I hope that they help you in some way too, as you shape your reality and the way that you see the world as well. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and share. It really helps me. And until next time, thank you and be well.